Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. So today we're going to be trying out the new Dior Natural Forever Bronzers. Is that right? Forever Natural Bronzers. I picked up 2 shades because I just could not choose. There was 8 shades, and that just blew my whole mind. I'm just not used to having that many options when it comes to bronzer. So I decided to pick up one of the warmer tones and one of the cooler tones so I could decide which I preferred. And I also feel like depending on where I'm at, whether it's summer or whether it's winter, I prefer cooler tones or more of a reddy bronzer or neutral bronzers in my summer skin tone than I do in the winter when I tend to stick closer to a more natural warm bronzer, because that's kind of what my skin tone does. In the winter I'm more of a classic warm tone. In the summer I get more and more red, like my skin just picks up more of a reddish brown bronze type of tone to it, so then I find that cooler and more neutral shades work better for me. So I picked up shade 6 and shade 7. So shade 6 amber bronze. This is a more of a cool neutral type of tone. As you can see, this one will suit me best when I'm a bit more tanned in the middle of summer. And then shade 7, which is golden bronze, and this is a much warmer bronzer, and that is the shade or the undertone that tends to suit me better when I'm lighter in the winter. So we're going to be trying both of these out today, and I'm going to do some comparison swatches at the end with some of my favorite bronzers, so you can kind of gauge which of these might work best for you, if any, or whether you already have something that's quite similar in your collection. So let's start with a close-up of this stunning packaging. This is like a padded sort of leather feel and look outer component with that CD emboss on the front, and then inside you have the powder. This is shade number 7, just to note. So I'm going to be going in on this side with shade 6 first, and I'm using my Sonia G Face Pro, and I'm just going to press lightly because I really just don't know what to expect, honestly. I've never used a Dior bronzer. I don't think I've actually used Dior cheek products. I can't really remember a Dior cheek product that I've used. Okay, so definitely no need to be worried. They're not like insanely pigmented. They're not like, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury where you have to go in really light-handed. Like, I'm definitely going to need to build this up and up. Don't worry if you see kind of odd, like I feel like my makeup on camera, because I've used a really light coverage foundation, it can look a little patchy. You can't really see what's going on, and it's because like my natural pigmentation, things like that, are just showing through. Like you can see some melasma showing through on my forehead, melasma on my cheeks here, but that's what it is. It's not the bronzer doing anything weird. So yeah, definitely a more kind of buildable natural bronzer, which I am a bit of a fan of right now. I don't think I needed to have worried. Like, I think I thought this one was going to potentially be just too cool, maybe look a bit grey on me, but I feel like this is the kind of tone of bronzer that just works nicely on my skin tone. So there you have shade 6 versus bare skin. Well, not bare skin, you know what I mean. Shade 6 versus nothing. The fragrance is definitely slightly noticeable. Like, if you smell up close, I can't notice it as I'm applying, like, at all. It's definitely more of a subtle fragrance, but there is definitely some fragrance there. So I've just built that up so you can really see that on my cheek. I definitely think this is more so a shade that I will prefer once I have picked up some more colour to my skin in the summer, just because this is that sort of tone that just works better with my summer skin tone versus my winter skin tone, because I am more of a classic warm tone in the winter than I am in summer. In summer I just get redder and redder, whereas in winter I am definitely more of a kind of classic warm tone. So I'm just cleaning off my brush. I want to use the same brush for this side, and we're going to go in with shade number 7. don't feel quite as the need to like go careful on this side. Now I know that it's not crazy over the top pigment. You can definitely see a big difference straight away. Like there's a definite warmth to this side versus the other side. I don't typically go for warmer bronzers just because, like I said, it just doesn't really, it's just not how my skin tans. My skin, when it catches the sun naturally, it just doesn't go this really warm. As you can see, I've already picked up some sun and it's only going to get more and more dramatic, especially as we're not allowed to socialise indoors in the UK. So every time I'm trying to see my parents or see my sister and see my friends, we're meeting outside and having to stay outside the entire day. So it's definitely going to be one of those years where my skin tone is just going to pick up the sun very quickly and dramatically. So yeah, you can see I just don't go very warm and orange. I just like go like a reddy brown shade. So I try to mimic that with Unstay more in this town of bronzer than I do this. But I am often in the mood for a warmer bronzer, and it's nice to have this shade because I just don't have that many bronzers like this. I tend to like reach more or tend to purchase more of the sort of more neutral tone. But this definitely has its time that I like to reach for a warmer bronzer versus it's definitely a more sort of neutral, cooler tone. So there's shade 6, shade 7. I think shade 6, you know, right now is going to be a better like contour on me, and as I get more tan, this one will suit me better. Whereas right now I feel like this side suits me better. It's definitely a pretty matte formula. There's no real like glow or luminosity. There's certainly no like shimmer particles or anything like that on either side. A very natural finish. Really had to build up both sides a lot just to get kind of something going on. It's definitely an easy to blend formula. It's definitely very natural. And I'm liking both sides. I think at the moment I'm preferring this side, but like I said, this side tends to suit me more when I'm more tanned. This side when I'm fairer in the winter. So let's do some swatches. So this is shade 6 of the new Dior bronzers. Next we have shade number 7 of the new Dior bronzers. So that's 6 and 7. Then we have the Gucci bronzer in shade 4 tan. Shade 4 of the Gucci, pretty close to shade 7 actually. Charlotte Tilbury in the shade 3 tan. Kind of closer again to shade number 7. Then we've got the Marc Jacobs Tantastic. Much lighter than any of the rest of these. Marc Jacobs Tantalize. So again, it's Dior, the new bronzers in the shade 6 and then the shade 7. Then we have Gucci shade 4 tan, Charlotte Tilbury shade 3 tan, Marc Jacobs Tantastic, Marc Jacobs Tantalize. The only other concern for me with this bronzer that's worth noting is that I do feel as though this packaging is going to get dirty and therefore ruined quite easily. It's very light. It's like an off-white cream type of shade, and I can just see it getting covered in makeup. So that will be a damn shame. But yeah, just something to note. I hope not. I hope it will wipe clean, but I just can see it in my makeup drawer being covered in eyeshadow by the end of the week. As it stands right now, I really like these bronzers. I like both sides. I think I have to be careful with this side, shade number 6, because it can pull a little grey depending on the other products I use while I'm still in like my in-between winter and summer. As you can see, once my skin starts seeing the sun, it's like overnight I'm tanned, and I'm never quite ready and prepared for that to happen, but it surprises me every year. And this side I feel like suits me better. It's a bit more of a natural, warmer shade for me right now, but I feel like this shade is probably going to gazump it, give it a few weeks once I'm a bit more tanned and my skin tone kind of leans more so that way than towards the much warmer side. But I think both of these are gorgeous shades, and it's just going to be down to your personal preference which kind of undertone you go for. Certainly around my skin tone and lighter, you could use either of these because they're very natural and buildable. So you can use them even if you are more like an NC 25 to 30. I think you could use either of these shades and just use a lighter hand and not build as much, and they'll be absolutely fine on you. I really like the smooth matte formula. I do kind of like a matte bronzer. It's one of the few products I like that are matte, because as I do use glowy foundations, I use glowy blushes a lot of the time and highlight, it's sometimes nice to have a little bit of balance and have a matte product on the cheek as well. And that's what I do like my bronzer generally to be more matte, although obviously the Gucci is more of a luminous among my other favourites. But the rest of my bronzers, I do tend to lean towards a natural soft finish. It doesn't look powdery at all on the skin. It looks very smooth. It was very easy to blend and very buttery and creamy feeling, and I like that kind of soft fragrance. I didn't smell it at all as I was applying the bronzer, just if I smell the compact, and even then it's not overwhelming. So there you have it. It remains to be seen as to whether these will become my new favourites over the Gucci, over the Marc Jacobs, over the Charlotte Tilbury, where they sit. I need to use and play with them a little bit more before I can fully decide that, so I will keep you posted in a future video as to how they're settling in and whether they're sitting in my top drawer or the next one down. Please let us know, as always, if you've picked these up and how you're getting on with them, which shades you got and your skin tone. Help people choose what colour might be best for them in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.